friends, and welcome to your horoscope for May of 2021. For Libra this month, we've got Saturn and Mercury taking a retrograde, Jupiter stepping into the energy of Pisces, an eclipse, and we've got all sorts of planets moving into the energy of Gemini, which tells us right away that this month is going to get a little bit more busy, a little bit more social, a lot more conversation. So let's jump in here and talk about what's going on this month, Libra. So right at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, we see Mercury moving into the energy of Gemini, and right behind that on the 8th, we're going to see Venus stepping into Gemini as well. Now, both of these planets are going to create an illumination to your 9th house space: publishing, marketing, broadcasting, higher education, training, law, morals, ethics, international things, including trips, immigration, international and foreign affairs. All of these things will fall into the 9th house space. So with Gemini energy on the table, we're sharing and disseminating and receiving information. There is conversation, communication going on. This is a great month where maybe you've been at home writing that book. Let's publish that bad boy. Is it time to push publish on that YouTube channel? Whatever it is, Libra, this is some kind of expansion, some kind of addition that gets you out and allows you to expand more into the world. Even if it's just training or education, that will later down the road allow you to expand out to the world. So remember to allow this energy, work with the flow of this energy, allow it to move you forward into that genuine expansion. Now, Venus in Gemini, one thing she also likes to do is to create financial opportunities, but she magnetizes them to you. Right? It's like maybe somebody's calling and asking you to be the teacher, or that international deal is finally going through. Oh my gosh, those tickets to, Australia, it's finally opened up, whatever it is, this is a great magnetizing energy. And if it did happen to bring a person into your life, it may be you find your teacher attractive, and it's all about the mental stimulation that is provided in this fellow air energy. So whatever these two are magnetizing into your world, I hope that you take good advantage of it and pay attention to what starts to show up at your doorstep as of the 3rd, because when we get to the 29th of this month, Mercury is going to retrograde. So all of the things that you've been looking at, you're going to take a review of them at that time, okay? On the 11th, we've got a new moon happening in the energy of Taurus, and this is going to light up your 8th house space. This is joint finances, intimacy, connection, sex, vulnerability, your partner's money. Any place that we have joint connections, this new moon is going to shed some light on it for sure. Now, this will be at 21 degrees of Taurus in a beautiful connection with Neptune, also getting an influence of Pluto here. So one of the things I think at this particular new moon that you have available, Libra, with your fellow Venus-ruled energy, is this idea of where do you just need a fresh look at this particular area? Where is it time to collaborate so that you have that joint resource? Another thing, we've got all this Gemini energy running around. Do you have old bank accounts, a Netflix account, something like that, and you have not updated the new credit cards, you have not updated the last name change that you made 2 years ago, right? This could also be an arena where part of the newness is to detox or to let go of what doesn't need to be there anymore so that you can invite the ideals and the newness and into this area. My goodness. Now, one of the other things I do think with Taurus in the 8th house is ideas or beliefs, Libra, that you've maybe had or been spinning about your value, fears about your value, about scarcity, about intimacy, about emotional availability. Some of these things can come to the table for you now in a really nice harmony that's allowing you to adjust and to expand this out into your life in real-time practice. On the 13th, we see Jupiter moving into the energy of Pisces, but just for a short trip, just for a real quick trip from May until July. And where this becomes critically important for us to pay attention is that in that time frame, you want to look at what Jupiter is bringing to your attention in your 6th house, in your daily routines, in your health, in your wellness. What is this bringing to your attention? Right? Jupiter in Pisces knows no boundaries. So this is an energy where I do think that as Jupiter comes here, you do have to be more mindful about your immunity, taking care of yourself, making sure you are on top of those medical checkups and even the daily practices, making sure your body's okay, making sure that your mind has a place that it can come and settle when it needs to. You're an air energy. Having a busy mind is quite common. So as Jupiter moves here into Pisces, yes, it is a benefic energy. And I think that it will also remind you that it's all right to relax a little bit. Like, it is absolutely all right to relax just a little bit, okay? So we'll work a little bit more on bringing a little bit of that relaxation and transition. We'll focus on it more, I think, as we come into 2022. But, you know, for right now, for this particular moment, Libra, I think it's just this idea of what is coming to your attention, and you can watch for that, okay? On the 20th, we see the sun entering into the energy of Gemini. This too will light up your 9th house space, bringing light, heat, life, and vitality. There's a motivation to go after what you want in this 9th house area. So whether it is that education, whether it is that teaching, that broadcasting, that making those trip plans, or actually taking your trip, the sun has definitely got your back under this particular energy, and it's bringing a sense of heat here. So you can really be motivated to get a lot done. If you did need to sign legal documents or take a test or something like that, especially in a higher education setting, this is a great energy in your favor as well. Now on the 23rd, we're going to see Saturn stepping into its retrograde at 13 degrees of Aquarius. So this is going to be just back in your 5th house space, okay? It will end its retrograde October 10th at 6 degrees of Aquarius. So either way, one of the things I want you to think about during the Saturn retrograde is what it's been showing you. When Saturn moved into Aquarius in December of 2020 and now has been traveling, what have you seen in your 5th house area? Have you seen that you have genuinely, like, you've been doing the most, you're taking it too serious, you're doing too much? Saturn is a more serious energy, but it does come to mature us and take us to the next level. And if you've just been being too serious, Saturn may have been showing you where you need to have some joy, you need to have some play, you need to go on a date, have you a little drink if that's something you're allowed to do, but have some playtime, laugh, play a sport. When is the last time you just watched movies that make you happy? Where is your play and joy life at currently? And if the answer is, I really don't have one, then you can understand that this is what Saturn is showing you. And now during the retrograde, it's going to help you clean that up a little bit. I also do think that Saturn takes this particular area of your chart quite seriously. So if things have been going on with children and you need to tighten that area up, you'll be doing that. But if you've had weird dating patterns, Saturn will get in here and help you mature this area as well. As well as the reward of this is that Saturn will attempt to bring you someone who is more serious, more on your level. We're getting ready to have an eclipse on the 26th at 5 degrees of Sagittarius in your 3rd house. So I think your mind around things like dating, children, your whole life, your mind and your attitudes around things in your life seems elevated, Libra, like you're at this next level. So some of these things are going to have to fall out because they're not acceptable anymore. You want the good now. And I love that for you. Okay. 26 of May, 5 degrees of Sagittarius. We've got that eclipse. It is a full moon lunar eclipse, so something needs to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted. It is a resetting of the truths that you have carried, Sagittarius, in your mind, in your mouth, things that you've been speaking, things around contracts, all things 3rd house, things with your siblings, buying, selling things will fall into here as well. And at this particular moon, I think what's going to be happening is because you've got to have such a big shakeup and adjustment. Sometimes educational institutions will find that they have to have a rearrangement or something like that. But whatever it is, look for the shakeups to be abundant in your 3rd house arena. As we close out this month on the 29th, Mercury will take that retrograde at 24 degrees of Gemini in that 9th house. And now everything we've seen this month, you'll review, re-edit, reconnect, revise, including, are you on the right path with your education? Are you on your right path with that book? Maybe you even do have to cancel or revise a trip, or maybe you're getting to go back to one. So whatever it is, I hope that the retrograde treats you well. All right, my beautiful Libras, I love you a ton, and I'll see you next month. Bye, Libra.